Have you ever felt trapped by debt, weighed down by endless bad luck, and wondered why financial abundance never seems to find you? Imagine finally breaking free from that crushing financial anxiety, releasing the negative energies holding you back, and stepping confidently into a life filled with prosperity, peace, and powerful spiritual protection. Today, I'll show you a simple yet life-changing Buddhist ritual using nothing more than 2 common ingredients from your kitchen that you can place directly inside your shoes. This potent practice will instantly dissolve your debts, eliminate bad luck, and magnetically attract the abundant wealth and energetic harmony you've been desperately searching for. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how putting these 2 ingredients in your shoes can remove financial blockages, clear negative energy, and bring financial prosperity back into your life. If you're tired of feeling hopeless, stuck, or spiritually drained by debt and misfortune, this video could be your breakthrough moment. So keep watching closely until the end. I promise what you'll discover here today will restore your faith, renew your spirit, and finally unlock the abundance you've always deserved. Before we move forward, take a moment and do something powerful. Go to the comments right now and write these words: I declare and claim a financial miracle in my life in 2025. This isn't just a comment, it's a declaration to the universe. When you put your intention into words, you begin to break through the spiritual fog that's been surrounding you. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a new vibration, one where abundance flows, debt dissolves, and protection surrounds you like light. This small action is your first energetic shift. It's the beginning of your breakthrough. And when thousands of people unite in the same intention, the vibration multiplies. So speak it, type it, feel it. I declare and claim a financial miracle in my life in 2025. The moment you do, you start drawing those miracles toward you. Your new reality begins now, with faith, with action, and with this first step. What you're about to discover isn't a complicated spell or a secret reserved for monks. It's a sacred yet simple ritual rooted in Buddhist wisdom, one that uses only 2 everyday ingredients: a bay leaf and a pinch of salt. You don't need expensive crystals, you don't need candles, and you don't need to perform it at a specific moon phase. What you need is intention, belief, and the willingness to take a small step in faith. Because when you do, this ritual becomes a channel to release the heaviness in your energy and call prosperity back into your life. Bay leaves have long been used in spiritual practices to attract wealth and divine favor, while salt is known across cultures as a powerful cleanser that breaks negative cycles and blocks. When these 2 are combined in a specific way and placed inside your dominant shoe, the one you use to step forward most naturally, they form an energetic shield and a financial magnet. Think of it as preparing your feet, your path, your journey to walk forward into abundance without carrying the weight of past struggles. This is more than just a ritual. It's a moment of spiritual alignment, a way to tell the universe, I am ready to walk in abundance. I am done walking in lack. And the best part, anyone can do it, right now, right where you are. The ingredients are simple, but the transformation, that can be profound. There once was a man named Daniel, a devoted father of 3, who found himself drowning in a sea of debt. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, not to meditate or reflect, but to wrestle with the weight of unpaid bills and the fear of losing everything. His wife, Clara, did what she could, stretching every dollar, cutting every corner. But still, it never seemed to be enough. The fridge was often empty, the children wore worn-out shoes, and hope had become a luxury they couldn't afford. Daniel used to believe in hard work. He believed that if he just kept pushing, something would change. But instead, life pushed back harder. Every time they saved a little, a new crisis arrived. A broken car, a medical emergency, Another late notice. There was a heaviness in their home, an invisible cloud that followed them from room to room. It wasn't just financial. They felt spiritually blocked, like something unseen was working against them. The smiles were fewer, the arguments louder, the silence heavier. One day, Daniel sat in the kitchen holding an overdue notice for their electricity. It was the final warning. The lights were going to be shut off. He looked at his kids doing homework in the fading daylight and felt a wave of shame crash over him. Not because he was lazy, not because he didn't try, but because despite all his effort, nothing was changing. It was as if the universe had closed its doors on him. That night, Daniel did something he hadn't done in a long time. He prayed, not out of ritual, but from a place of complete surrender. He asked, not for money, but for a sign, a path, a way to lift his family from the darkness that had swallowed their lives. And in that quiet moment, something stirred. Not in the sky, not in the world, but deep within his spirit. It was the beginning of a shift, though he didn't know it yet. Someone was about to cross his path and offer him more than relief. They would offer him understanding, and the first step toward a life he had almost forgotten was possible. The very next morning, as Daniel walked aimlessly through town with his thoughts still heavy and his pockets empty, he noticed an elderly man seated quietly under a Bodhi tree near the edge of the local park. He wore simple robes and had a calmness that seemed untouched by the chaos of the world. There was something about his presence that drew Daniel in, like a stillness calling out to a storm. Without thinking, he approached. The old man looked up with a soft smile, as if he had been expecting him. "You are not lost," the monk said gently. "You are being redirected." Daniel, surprised, sat beside him and confessed everything. His failures, his fears, his exhaustion. He expected judgment, pity, maybe even advice about finding another job. But instead, the monk simply listened. Then, with hands weathered by time and eyes bright with understanding, he offered Daniel no money, no solution, but a question. "Do you believe the path you walk is yours to create?" Daniel hesitated. "I used to." The monk nodded slowly. "Then let us help your feet remember that truth." He reached into a small cloth bag and pulled out 2 humble items, a single dried bay leaf and a pinch of salt wrapped in parchment. "These," he said, "are not magic. They are tools, anchors for your intention, symbols of your return to clarity, strength, and abundance." Daniel didn't fully understand, but something deep inside him awakened. He didn't feel fixed, but he felt something he hadn't felt in years. He felt possibility, and that was enough to take the next step. As Daniel sat beside the monk, holding those 2 small items in his hands, the world around him seemed to pause. It wasn't the bay leaf or the salt that moved him. It was the message hidden within them. The monk spoke softly, but his words carried the weight of ancient truth. "The universe doesn't respond to begging," he said. "It responds to alignment, and alignment begins not with what you do, but with who you are being." He explained that the true source of prosperity isn't out there, not in luck, not in loans, not in lottery tickets. It lives within, in a place where gratitude, humility, and trust reside. "When your energy is scattered with fear and doubt," the monk said, "you become invisible to abundance. But when your spirit stands in calm faith, even the impossible begins to move." Daniel realized then that his desperation had pushed prosperity away, not because he was undeserving, but because he had been disconnected from his own inner peace. The monk continued, "Gratitude for what you have, even if it's only the ground beneath your feet, opens the door to more. Humility allows blessings to reach you, and trust is what tells the universe, 'I am ready.'" It was a spiritual reset, a reminder that Daniel didn't need to fight the current. He needed to align with it. He didn't have to control everything, He had to believe, act with purpose, and let the energy flow through him. That single conversation didn't erase his debts, but it ignited something far more powerful. A belief that he could walk a new path, one where every step invited abundance. And that belief, the monk said, was the real beginning of the ritual. Now that you understand the spiritual foundation, it's time to reveal the ritual itself, the same practice that sparked transformation for Daniel. This ritual is deceptively simple, yet its power lies in your intention and the energy you carry as you perform it. You will need just three things: a dried bay leaf, a small pinch of salt, and a quiet moment of presence. No candles, no chants, no elaborate setup. Just you, your belief, and a sacred step forward. Begin by holding the bay leaf in one hand and the salt in the other. Stand barefoot for a moment to ground yourself. Breathe deeply. Focus on your intention, not desperation, but transformation. Then say these words out loud or in your heart: all debts and misfortunes vanish now. Prosperity, peace, and abundance flow effortlessly into my life. Say it with conviction, as if it's already true, because energetically it is. Next, place the bay leaf and the salt together inside the dominant shoe. This is the foot you naturally lead with when walking. If you're unsure, take a step forward and notice which foot moves first. That's the one. Gently press the ingredients under the sole or inside the insole, making sure they won't cause discomfort. As you wear the shoe throughout the day, imagine every step breaking chains of debt, clearing paths of negativity, and calling abundance toward you. Visualize money flowing, opportunities opening, and peace returning to your home. This isn't about superstition, it's about shifting your vibration with every single step. Keep the ingredients in your shoe for at least 24 hours or until you intuitively feel a lightness in your energy. When you're ready, remove them with gratitude and dispose of them respectfully, burying them in the earth or releasing them into running water. This ritual is a symbol, a spiritual tool. But when used with belief, presence, and action, it becomes much more. It becomes a turning point, a moment where your energy and your life direction align with abundance, protection, and financial freedom. Just like it did for Daniel. Within days of performing the ritual, Daniel noticed something shift, not just in the world around him, but deep within himself. The weight that had pressed on his chest each morning felt lighter. His thoughts were clearer. The anxiety that once gripped his every decision began to ease. It wasn't magic, it was momentum. And with each step he took, wearing that simple combination of bay leaf and salt, he felt guided, focused, and protected. The fear that used to paralyze him was replaced by a quiet confidence. Something was changing. Then came the unexpected call. A job offer, one he'd applied for months ago and forgotten about, came through with better pay and more stability. A friend he hadn't spoken to in years reached out with a freelance opportunity. The landlord offered him an extension without him even asking. Small miracles, one by one, started appearing like stepping stones, guiding him out of the darkness. But perhaps the greatest change wasn't financial. It was spiritual. For the first time in years, Daniel felt worthy. He no longer saw himself as a man burdened by debt and failure, but as someone walking in alignment with purpose, protection, and prosperity. His energy had shifted, and the universe responded. Clara noticed the change too. Their children began to smile more. Laughter returned to their home, not because every problem vanished overnight, but because hope had moved back in. The ritual wasn't just about attracting money, it was about reclaiming their power, their peace, and their future. And from that moment forward, every step Daniel took felt like it carried the blessing of something far greater than luck. It carried alignment. To truly understand why this ritual is so effective, we need to look beyond the physical ingredients and into their deeper spiritual meaning. These are not just household items, they are ancient symbols used for centuries in cleansing, protection, and manifestation rituals. When used with intention, they become powerful conduits for energetic transformation. Salt is one of the most sacred and universal purifiers in spiritual traditions. It absorbs and neutralizes negative energies, dissolves stagnant vibrations, and creates an invisible shield of protection around your energy field. When placed in your shoe, it grounds your steps, ensuring that every movement forward is cleared of past blockages, bad luck, and emotional residue that no longer serves you. Bay leaves, on the other hand, have long been used as a symbol of divine favor, prosperity, and spiritual clarity. In ancient cultures, they were associated with victory, abundance, and wisdom. In this ritual, the bay leaf acts as an amplifier of positive intention. It doesn't just invite prosperity, it channels it, pulling opportunities, blessings, and success toward your path with each step you take. Together, these two ingredients do more than just protect and attract. They realign your walk with the energy of abundance. You might be wondering, why place these ingredients in your shoes? The answer lies in symbolism. Shoes represent your journey, your direction, your forward movement in life. They carry you through struggle and success, pain and progress. By placing bay leaf and salt inside them, you're not just cleansing your energy, you're blessing your path, step by step, with purpose and prosperity. Every time you walk, you activate the ritual. You imprint your intention into the ground beneath you, telling the universe, I am moving forward, no longer carrying what holds me back. That's why the shoes matter. They're your foundation in motion, and this ritual transforms them into sacred tools for change. Once you've completed the ritual and feel the energetic lightness, you can gently remove the ingredients. Dispose of them with care. Bury the bay leaf and salt in the earth to return their energy to nature, or release them into flowing water to symbolically wash away all that no longer serves you. You can repeat the ritual weekly or whenever you feel blocked, drained, or disconnected from your financial flow. The key is consistency, faith, and presence. Because it's not the object, it's the energy behind it that opens the way. You've just learned a ritual that may seem simple on the surface, but when done with faith, it can open doors that have been shut for years. This isn't just about bay leaves and salt. It's about your decision to no longer accept a life of struggle. It's about reclaiming your energy, your abundance, and your spiritual authority. Every step you take from now on carries intention. And where intention flows, miracles follow. If you've been waiting for a sign to change your financial destiny, this is it. Don't wait another day stuck in fear or doubt. Perform the ritual, feel the shift, walk with purpose, and most importantly, believe that you are worthy of wealth, peace, and divine protection. Because you are. Now, I encourage you to do something powerful. Write in the comments below. I declare and claim a financial miracle in my life in 2025. This is more than just engagement. It is a way of setting your intention into movement. Declaring your focus in a public space sends a strong, energetic message that you are ready to align with prosperity. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. Subscribe for more content on ancient wisdom, Buddhist teachings, feng shui, and law of attraction. And don't forget to share this with someone who could use a little more prosperity in their life. Let's spread the energy of abundance together. See you in the next video.